What's up, guys? It's your girl Ish, and I am back to feed the girls here. We are talking about episode 3 of Pit Babe. And y'all, we are coming along just fine. So let's see what the boys are up to in this series. So we start off this episode with God Spy. Fuck. Y'all, he is so fine. He cannot be sitting on that sofa looking like that. Like, hey, daddy. Let me stop. Okay, Alan is talking to one of Tony's henchmen, or should I say children, and he is trying to get Alan to sell Babe to Tony and the red team. Basically, like, Babe is a slave that can just be bought and sold. Alan is like, I can't sell Babe. I don't have the rights, and I work with him wholeheartedly. I don't own him, which is true. You don't own anyone. Then the henchman is like, you sure Babe won't just come to us himself? You do know who Babe calls daddy, right? So take the money, and there will be more if you just sell us Babe. Sell us the rights to him. And when I tell y'all, that is not a flex. Babe calls Tony daddy because Tony adopted him, not because him and Babe went to Pound Town. Like, go away, sir. Alan holds strong and does not take the money. And the next scene, Alan tells Babe that Tony has sent someone to buy Babe in person. That concerns Babe. Actually, it angers Babe. As usual, because you know our favorite emotional Betty, Babe, is, yeah. So then we see Charlie caught in between North and Sonic, and they are on their social media kick asking Charlie, how does he feel to be Babe's boy for such a long time? But before they can really get into the details, Babe storms out of the garage mad about what Alan had told him. Y'all, why is Babe always so mad? So he sped away and left Charlie. He left everything. But more importantly, he left Charlie there with the rest of them. And Babe went and found Tony's little henchman. I forget his name. But he yelled at him in his face that, you know, he'll never go back to Tony, being all dramatic and stuff like that. And the henchman was like, okay, we'll see. So they might possibly be trying to do more nefarious tricks to get Babe to come to them. Or they might do something to Alan. We shall see. And speaking of Alan, we see in the next scene that he's in the garage late at night. He's slamming shit around because he is angry, or should I say he's stressed. He needs to find some money for his team so that they aren't stressed as well, and so that his team could also actually function, win, focus on the races and things like that instead of worrying about money. Of course, Jeff, little old Jeff, is in there late working because, you know, he's a loner. And he basically tells Alan to don't come in to his workspace, aka Alan's garage, and mess up his piece. The audacity of his little kid. He is so strange to me, but I kind of like his personality a little bit. It's a little weird, but I like that he's true to himself and his emotions and his boundaries. I will say that. So the two of them, Alan and Jeff, they began to chat about what Alan should do with the team and some of the possible consequences of, like, you know, different types of funding. Then Jeff says something really, really nice to Alan. He tells Alan that if he wasn't doing something good, and he wouldn't have as many racers on his team and on his side. And Alan and I am shocked that the odd little loner Jeff, and he's kind of, you know, standoffish, Jeff is actually an okay person at times. And what I notice is that he's, like, very vigilant. Usually more quieter, reserved people are just, like, watching the world around them. And, of course, we all know that Jeff still has an issue with people touching him. And Alan, he still has an issue with putting his hands on Jeff. He loves touching Jeff. He wants to be nice to Jeff so badly. And, like, yeah, if only Jeff would loosen up. And I get it. Like I said, I respect that he likes his boundaries. He knows his boundaries. I get that. But Alan and his personality, I believe, is a very touchy-feely with people that he likes. He's a toucher. And not like a toucher in a creepy way, but that's just one of the ways that he likes to show his affection towards people. And that could be an issue, but we're not going to get into that, especially, like, being an employer of someone. So for the sake of the show, let's move on. Alan tells Jeff that Jeff will eventually loosen up and he'll be warm with the people at X Hunter. And let's hope that's true. I do believe that there's a reason why Jeff is the way he is. And the next scene, Way, oh yo, when I tell y'all, Supana is so fine. I think he's my favorite person on the show. Way and Babe are at their usual club, and Babe tells Way, you can sell all of my cars in your showroom so that I can give the money to Alan to support the team. Way is like, you don't have that much money, Babe. And then Way said that he knows some rich uppity people, and he will see what they can do for Alan, see if they could, give him some money. Then Way changes the subject, and it's like, what are you doing tonight? Want to sleep by me? Y'all know Way is trying to get into... I don't even know if he, wants to get in his pants. I'm assuming he does, but, he loves him. He wants some type of affection from Babe. And yes, Supana is beautiful. Way is very gorgeous, but I don't think that he's Babe's type. He's not an alpha, I don't believe. I don't believe that he has any powers, Way. And he's also his best friend, and I guess it's kind of weird for Babe. And y'all, I know that Babe knows that Way likes him. We all know that. And I don't know. I'm going to just stop talking because their relationship is kind of interesting to me. So Way asks if Babe wants to come over, and Babe is like, that will make your boy mad. Assuming Way has a man, and Babe knows Way doesn't have a man. I mean, he should have a man, how beautiful he is. And I'm not going to stop saying that. But instead, Way is wasting his time because he's in love with Babe. Way is like, I don't have a boy. All I have is you. Exhale. My heart breaks for Way and his whole situation. Go get someone else who is better than Babe and who appreciates you. All that stuff you're doing for him. For my subscribers, guys, I better not catch y'all down bad like this. I'm sorry. Give time where time is given and reciprocated. Anyway, so Babe is like, I'll go home because Charlie is at my house. Wait, baby, take the hint. Go get a man. Hell, you can even fuck him in front of Babe's face. If that makes you feel any better. And then, knowing Babe, he might be into that. Anywho, so when Babe gets home, Charlie is outside of that big-ass house. Where do these guys get the money to get these houses? And Charlie, he's wanting to be let in. Babe is like, why didn't you just go inside the house? Charlie is like, I didn't have the code because you change it, every day. I don't know the code, I don't know you. And then Charlie tells him, you want me by your side, Babe, but you don't want me to know you. You don't want me to get to know you at all. Babe is actually amused by this, of course, and is like, you want to know me? You really want to know Pit Babe? So the two of them go inside, and then Babe kind of opens up a little bit to Charlie. He's like, this Babe persona, this Pit Babe persona is all a facade. Yes, I have everything I could want. I have the looks, the skills, the talent, the booty, all the booty I can get, but this is all new to me. I never was like this when I was young. When I was younger, I had nothing. So when Babe was younger, his biological father, not Tony, he was frauded and went bankrupt, and Babe and his dad were living out on the streets. And Babe was happy with his father despite the fact that they were poor and homeless. Then one sad, unfortunate day, his biological dad had left him, and then that's when Tony showed up. And it looked like Tony actually met him in a hospital. So I don't know if Babe was sick with something. Probably. Maybe it has something to do with his powers, why he ended up in a hospital and why he ended up on Tony's radar. Anywho, we're not going to get into that yet. Babe's father, turns out, had gave Babe to the Chin family, Tony's family. And here we get more information about Babe's upbringing. Basically, the Chin family manipulated families with talented children, aka alphas, I assume, to give their gifted children to the family because they have basically no choice. They're desperate. Tony raises these kids to improve their skills. For what reason? Who knows? And later it turns out that Babe found out that Tony was the one who bankrupted Babe's biological father. And yeah, I'm going to tell you, that is so evil. And then on top of that, the kids at the home grew up so isolated and basically was tortured into training up their skills and learning their skills for Tony. There was no love given. There was no playing around as children. Like I said, the children were isolated, kept in their separate rooms, and they were just basically treated like objects, like commodities for their powers. So as Babe grew up, he developed his skills nicely and ended up becoming Tony's favorite son. But once Babe found out about what Tony had did to his biological father, he confronted Tony, and that was when he was hit in the face by Tony. That's the scene we saw before in a previous episode. So Babe decided that, he's not staying there and he's running away. And here we are currently. So, yeah, this is why Babe has many issues. But fuck that. That still does not excuse Babe's shitty attitude. You have to watch the way you treat people. I don't care how fucked up your life is. I'm sorry. So after Babe tells Charlie all of this, Charlie is like, I'm not leaving. I'll be nice to you until you chase me away. And it's sweet of Charlie. It really is. Because, Charlie is Babe. But I still need to know what is up with Charlie. Because he is still hiding something from Babe and me. Like, I have trust issues with Charlie, okay? My trust is not all the way there yet. No matter how much I want it to be. And Babe, y'all, his smile is so beautiful. And his body is so sexy, y'all. I can't lie. Babe is fine. I just wish he would change his attitude and just change his sex practices too. Well, no, he can keep his sex practices. I would never say that. Free your inner hoe, but at the same time, be nice to the people around you, Babe. Hopefully, Charlie can soften him up a little bit. And then the kiss. Y'all, let me tell y'all, Babe loves him some Charlie, even if Babe won't admit it. But wait, they kiss on the lips here. This is the first time. Oh, Charlie, you done did something to Babe. I still want to know what Charlie's alpha powers are, because I know he got something up his sleeve. And I got all in that kiss. Look at it. Lord help me. Babe is so handsome. Fuck. I'm not supposed to be liking Babe right now. Like, I refuse. Not yet, at least. It's too early. His attitude, drama mama, he is still full force bitch. Let me tell y'all, Alan be doing this stuff to Jeff on purpose. Why you gotta be all up on that boy's shoulders? You know he don't like people to touch him, especially you. Instead of laying on him, Alan, you could come lay on my shoulder. Hey. Let me stop, y'all. So if you haven't already noticed, I kind of have favorites in this series, just like I had in the last series. But I don't know if I really told y'all who my favorites were in Love in the Air, and I won't. But in this one, I guess I can tell y'all. First of all, it's Wei. Wei is first. Then it would be Kim. And then Alan and Sonic are on the same kind of level, even though I think Alan's character is more mature, of course. Then it's everybody else. And I'm sure, I don't think we met all the characters yet, so we'll see if that changes, but I highly doubt it. And Ray, super nut. So Jeff and Alan are talking, but their little talk is over when a young rookie racer named Dean comes to ask to race, and Alan tells him that they can't send racers to every single race now because the financial strains on X-Hunter's team. And we can all tell that Dean is pretty frustrated, but we'll get to that later. Jeff overhears Alan and is like, Alan, you still haven't figured out the money issues yet. How about we find someone who does have the money to sponsor us? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And this is such a good idea to Alan that Alan grabs Jeff and kisses Jeff on the head. Jeff freaks out and he runs away. Y'all know Jeff doesn't like to be touched. So Alan tries to get funding from a group called Beyond. Mr. Pete, who is the owner of Beyond, is Tony's just mortal enemy. Alan successfully convinces Pete to sponsor them, and now they have just as much backing as Tony's red team. So Tony finds out, of course, and is not happy about this. But the boys on X-Hunter, however, are celebrating, rightfully so. Babe smartly is like, what does Pete want in return? Because remember, guys, in life, there's never something for nothing. There's always something that someone wants. Even if you don't believe so. Nah, there's always something hidden. And then Alan is like, nothing. He just wants to put his brand logo on our outfits and our cars. And then here, I'm not sure if Alan is being totally truthful with them, but they just let it go. And then we're off to the next scene. So we have the beautiful Kim, and Kim and Winner still don't really get along. Winner comes in there smoking a cigarette, and Kim was, working hard trying to tune up his car and make sure it's, good to go. Kim takes racing very seriously, okay? And to be honest, I think that he is too good to be on the red team because the red team is like scammers and schemers. Kim's spirit and attitude is just too good and too noble. And he would just be better suited under Alan's leadership because I think he and Alan's personalities are similar. And Winner isn't taking the ex-Hunter team's backing nor racing in general seriously. He only wants to cheat and hurt Babe so that Babe can just be out of the race. And it would give the red team a leg up, but also decimate ex-Hunter's team. Kim cannot stand Winner. Kim wants to win fairly. He wants to win the right way, fair and square. And see, I told y'all, he's on the wrong team. His morals and values do not match up with these thugs on the red team. And Kim knows Winner is up to no good, as usual. So Kim decides to do what he thinks is best, and he goes to tell Tony about what he suspects Winner is about to do. And so when Kim tells Tony all of this, Tony is like, so? Now, let me tell y'all, Tony is a grimy bastard. If you can torture kids for a living, you are depraved and no telling what you are capable of. And yes, I'm going to put this scene in here too. Not much happened, but it is just these two being all sweet on each other. Babe does admit here that he can smell Charlie, but Charlie's smell is a good smell, unlike the other alphas who Babe just cannot stand their smells at all. Babe is, he's so in love. Look at it, y'all. Look at all that sweet and sexy milk. Let me stop. And I have accepted the fact about Babe that he is a sassy and emotional bottom. And that's just the way he is. And then, my boys, Away, Sonic and North. They meet up because Sonic and North wants to show Way some type of evidence on their phone. And this kind of makes Way happy. It must be something bad about Charlie. And y'all know Way has it out for Charlie because he doesn't trust him. And he's also sitting there stealing his best friend and his crush. So the next day, Wade notices that Babe's car is driving real slow. He's like, hey, what's going on with Babe's car? Did y'all mess it up? Turns out Charlie was the one driving. Of course, Wade isn't happy. And then to top it off, Babe says Charlie is his new apprentice and will be racing with the other teams on the ex-Hunter team. Yo, I can feel just the total betrayal and the total disrespect that Wade must feel. Babe knows Wade has feelings for him. He has to know Wade has feelings for him. I don't know what I would do in a situation where I know my best friend loves me, but I love someone else. But I would at least try to spare my friend's feelings for the sake of them being my best friend. Babe doesn't do any of that for Wade, especially all the things that Wade does for him. I can't. Wade talks to Babe privately and shows Babe a video of Charlie walking into a condo with a guy at night. This is what Sonic and North had showed Wade the night before. This was why Charlie was late getting back to Babe after seeing his customer. Now, could this be a misunderstanding? Probably, obviously, and likely. But Wade does have a reason to be suspicious of Charlie still. And so Wade warns Babe. Wade tells Babe that people are trying anything to bring Babe down and he has to be careful, which is true. But Wade also wants Babe to go back to his old ways. Keep on having sex with his fuck buddies. Don't get too attached. And just let's go on with life and let's keep winning races like we usually do. To be honest, though, I think Wade just would rather Babe not fall in love with anyone because Wade would always be above all of the sex buddies. He would rather have that piece of Babe as his best friend rather than lose all of Babe to someone that Babe falls in love with. And that's real sad. And so in the next scene, and Babe, of course, she's being such a drama queen, rightfully so in this case at least. I see why he's the bottom. Anyway, he confronts Charlie and Charlie tells him, oh, it was just a customer that I went and saw that night. Babe is wondering if Charlie is playing him and whether Ray is trying to break him and Charlie up. Not that they're together, but Ray is he's wondering if Ray is trying to crack him and Charlie's relationship. Or situationship, should I say. The whole thing is a messy mess. And I still want to know what the heck Charlie's alpha power is. Charlie sneaks out of bed that night. Babe wakes up to find him gone, and he was about to call Charlie, but he remembered Ray's words. Go back to your old ways. We don't love these hoes. Even though Ray is in love with him, but that's besides the point. So Babe decides not to call Charlie. Then in the morning, he caught Charlie in a fucking lie. Charlie said he slept so soundly all night, didn't even wake up. No, sir. There has to be a reason Charlie is lying and sneaking around like this. Like, is he throwing dick on a side? Is he a prostitute or is he a proper whore? What is going on with Charlie? Who are these customers? So Babe decides to follow Charlie. He sees that Charlie is meeting up with Jeff, and Babe is so pissed off. So Babe meets up with Ray and drinks so much. Ray had to tell Babe to slow down. We also see this boy who's all up on Babe, and Ray, who is forever side-eyeing everyone, is like, I noticed that Charlie isn't with you tonight. Good catch, Ray. So we see Charlie, and he's waiting for Babe at Babe's house, and Babe comes home super late and super drunk. He tells Charlie he is just a sex buddy, just being real mean to him. And we all know Miss Mamas is the mood swing queen. But we also find out that they have the qualifying race the very next day. And Babe is going to be very, very much hungover. And so the next day comes, and Babe is drunk, just like Charlie and Ray warned him. And he also will not let Charlie help him concentrate. And Babe needs his concentration to focus, right? So Babe is basically fucked up all kind of ways. He's drunk, he's moody, he's not concentrated. So we're going to see that he loses the race. Kim's fine ass ends up beating Pit Babe. Of course, Winter can't help but taunt him and the rest of the ex-team. And of course, Babe he's ready to throw hands like usual. And that is how this episode ends. So we have the Babe losing the race and want to throw hands. And then Kim, the day's successor and winner, is still a very beautiful and classy man. So let's put on our seatbelts and strap up tightly and prepare for the rest of this series. I'll see you guys soon.